Good afternoon. It's Alan Smith bringing you Thursday, June 27th edition of the Daily Tour of Homes and Foreclosures. And as I've promised, today's going to be all about market reports, probably today and tomorrow, and I'm going to mix some tours in there as well. I just got back from doing a great tour of homes up to $500,000 in both Fort Myers Beach, and the Cape Coral area. So got basically the best buys of homes under $500,000, toured about 300 homes. So there's some great homes out there on the market right now. I do have to tell you, it's definitely a seller's market right now. Buyers are, finding it hard to find really great properties, although price values are definitely going up, but you're going to see that in the market reports today. So without much ado, let's get going into the market report. I prepare these market reports every month for the both the Fort Myers board, realtor board, which is Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Sanibel, Estero, those particular areas, and then of course the Naples. So we're going to start with just the Lee County today. We're going to go over a single family and the townhomes and condos, and we're going to start with the press release that gets released to, of course, the press. So let's start with that. Let's go over this real quick. It says during March 2013, the median price for single-family homes in Lee County climbed to $168,000, which was an increase of 29.2% from March of last year. That's right, folks, property values have gone up 30% in the last year, and I think that you can expect to see another 20% by this time next year. I told you last year it was going to happen, and it has. Really, for the past 10 years, my predictions have been spot on. So if you're waiting to buy anytime in Southwest Florida, it's really getting, the time that you need to be putting the pedal to the metal and getting down here and making it happen. The two biggest factors that contributed to this increase in the median price were more sales of traditional properties and increased competition. In March, more buyers were trying to purchase fewer available properties, and it's a basic supply and demand. Realtors in Lee County participated in the sale of 1,123 single-family homes last month, which was a decrease of 10% compared to March of last year, but an increase of almost 27%, or 237 more single-family homes sold than in February. Sales activity in March reflects that seasonal visitors and local residents are competing for available properties. We're down from a 21-month supply of properties to a 3-month supply of properties. We're down from what you would call a buyer's marketplace, definitely to a seller's marketplace, with no end in sight probably over the next 4 to 6 years of that happening. Buyers right now, I see, are being encouraged by pre-approved, making competitive offers and having patience. What I mean by competitive offers is the average list of sale price is about 93%. So if you're not prepared to pay full price for a home, you probably won't get it. Any home that's considered a best buy or that you think is a good deal, there's 10 other people that think it's a good deal, and you're going to be dealing with multiple offers, full price and above full price situations. The type of property sold continues to tilt in the direction of more traditional homes compared to March of last year. The number of short sales, 129, has decreased almost 50% to the number of foreclosures, which was 135, which has decreased almost 35% this year. The number of traditional sales, 859, was increased by 8.2% compared to March a year ago. In fact, 76.5% of the single-family sales in March were traditional properties, 11.5% were short sales, and only 12% were foreclosure properties. To give you a little idea, in March of 2012, the percentages were 63, 19, and 74 respectively. The number of new pending sales, which means those are going under contract or awaiting closing, increased by 10%. Our office has been incredibly slammed. As a matter of fact, in the month of April, our office issued a notice to all the realtors about waiting on getting their commission checks, just because they're so swamped with getting closings done. Single-family homes of all types spent 53 days on the market before coming under contract in March of 2013, which homes sold for 93.6% of the listing price. See, there it is again. In March of 2012, homes were on the market for an average of 61 days and sold for 92% of the listing price. Now, that's on an average. That's on all the homes that maybe aren't the best buys or the best deals. When you're looking at the homes that are strictly the best buys and best deals, that really goes goes up a lot for that. That 53 days is more like 7 to 10 days, and 93% is more like 98%. So if we're showing you a best buy in the marketplace, that is a home that we tell you is really a best buy for either its location or its price range or that sort of thing, you can bet it's going to go for full price or close to it. So, you know, we've seen a lot of clients that still want to come down from different areas, and they want to make 60 cents on the dollar or even 80 cents on the dollar opening you know, purchase offers, and I'm telling you, the sellers simply don't even reply. We don't even get a phone call back from the agent, and then the buyer's wondering, well, they just want to negotiate. Well, you know, down here, when they've got multiple offers coming in, the sellers are negotiating on the real strong offers. So just want to let you know that. Currently, there's 5,900 single homes that are listed for sale in Lee County. That's 4.8% lower than March of last year, and a drop from 4.7% from February of 2013. You can go through the rest of this, kind of read through this yourself if you want, but let's get to the more detailed report. Now, this is for single-family homes. I prepared this summary for you right here for April. I'll also be doing May's here this month, but let's just go over the summary statistics. You can see the closed sales, ones that were paid in cash, new pending sales, new listings, the median sale price, as you can see here, $182,000. April of last year, $140,000. You can see the price increase, about a 30% increase over the last year. Here's the average sale prices in the 290s now. Almost 300,000. It was just a few short years ago that you couldn't find any property in Southwest Florida with a pool under 300,000, and we're quickly approaching that now, and I expect that to be the case next year. Median days on the market has remained consistent over the last year at about 59 days. Again, that's average. That's not for the best buys. The best buys are simply gone in a matter of a week or two. Average percent of original to list price, 93. Again, it's closer to 97, 98 for the best buys, the really good ones that I know that you'll be looking for. This gives you a little idea on closed sales over the past year. As you can see, inventory and the percent of change is about the same over the previous year. Closed sales are the simplest yet most important indicators for the residential real estate market. When comparing closed sales across the market at different sizes, we recommend using the year-to-year percent changes rather than the absolute counts. And the reason is that realtors and their clients need to be very aware of month-to-month comparisons of closed sales because potential seasonal effects. Down here this type of year, it always slows down over the summaries. Now, I have put notes in here on how to read this right here. So go ahead and look at these notes, and it'll show you a little bit. This shows you how it was from 2009, which was our boom year. Our bottom of our market was right here, March of 2009. Since then, our market has gone up, up, and up. Now, let's take a look at cash sales on single-family homes. Cash sales can be a useful indicator to the extent that which investors are participating in the market. Remember, you're an investor. Why? Well, investors are far more likely to have funds to purchase a home available up front, whereas a typical home buyer requires a mortgage or some other form of financing. There are, of course, many possible exceptions, so this statistic should be interpreted with care. I'll tell you right now that about 35 to 40% of the properties that are being purchased down here in Southwest Florida are all cash properties. Now, take a look at this. Cash sales as percentage of closed sales. This statistic is simply another way of viewing cash sales. The remaining percentages of closed sales, those not fully paid in cash, each month involves some sort of financing such as mortgages, owner or seller financing, which we really don't see any of because homes are selling so brisk down here that there's no reason that a seller would take back mortgage financing, which of course they can get cash. A lot of people want to say, well, I'm going to pay cash so I should get a better deal. Really, whether or not it's a loan or it's all cash, for the most part down here, everybody is requiring pre-approved bank financing. So really, financing is really looked upon as the same as cash, and you're not going to get any discount on the price if you're paying all cash versus paying a seller all cash with financing like it was in the old days. In the old days, people used to, write a purchase offer subject to them getting financing and then try to go out and get the financing. So when they didn't get the financing and the deal flipped, then the seller would lose out. Well, nowadays that's no longer the case. With the internet and the fast approvals of stuff, the sellers now are requiring everybody to be pre-approved, not pre-qualified, when they'll even accept an offer. So therefore, you're pretty much assured that the buyer now is going to go ahead and be able to complete the transaction. Therefore, it's not really that big of advantageous for the sellers for an all-cash deal versus a pre-qualified, not pre-approved, but pre-qualified buyer on one of their sales. Now here's a chart for the new pending sales. Now, because of the typical length of time it takes for a sale to close, economists or market people like myself who study the market consider pending sales to be a decent indicator of potential future closed sales. You know, it stands to reason that if it's pending today, it's going to be closed tomorrow. We don't see very many deals flip down here. Now, new listings, in a recovering market, we expect that new listings will eventually rise as sellers raise their estimations of value, but this increase will only take place after the market is turned up. So new listings are a lagging indicator of the health of the market. Also be aware that properties which have been withheld from the market then relisted, these are not really considered new listings, but it gives you a little idea. And you see how we had a ton of new listings coming on the market. Now supply and demand is just the opposite. Those properties have all been purchased up, and we're not seeing we're actually selling more than what's coming on the market. Again, a seller's market. Now, median sales price. Median sales price is our preferred summary statistic for price activity because unlike average sales price, median sale price is not sensitive to the high sale prices for the small number of homes that may not be really characteristic of the entire overall market area. This right here shows you the different month in from the last year on the median sales prices, and you can see how those prices have been going up with a total of 30% over the past year. Now, as noted above in the last one, we prefer median sale price over average sales price as a summary statistic for some homes. However, average sales price does have its uses, particularly when it's analyzed along with the median sale price. For one, the relative difference between the two statistics can provide some insight into the market for higher end homes in the area. So as you see here, the average sale price is almost $300,000, and it's up as well 24%. Now, let's take a look here for the single family home median days on market. Median days on market is the amount of time that it takes the middle property selling this month was on the market. What I mean by middle is not necessarily the best buy, not the worst buy, but the middle or the average properties. And that's what I'm telling you. Most everybody that comes down here, you want the best buy on the market or one of the homes that we tell you are the best buys. If you wait on them more than a day or two, they're sold. I've seen, I think, 14 clients now since October of last year that have come to town and we've worked with, and they wait 2 or 3 days thinking that they're going to see better homes than the homes that we show them on Monday or Tuesday. And obviously 14 times now they've gone home without finding properties because they've waited until Thursday or Friday or the day before they leave, thinking that if they just keep looking, they're going to find more properties. Folks, our search systems that we employ are exclusive to us, and they're so sophisticated that they really will find you exactly what you're looking for down to the T, and we can show you the best deals for exactly what you're looking for literally in a day or two. After that, you're just going to be wasting your time looking at a bunch of properties that you're going to think the ones that we showed you on day 1 and 2 are still the best buys. However, if you wait that long time, you stand a really, really high chance of not getting that property that you wanted and going home. And then when you come back next time, of course, property values are going to be higher. You're going to say, I wish we would have, and I'm going to say, I wish you would have listened to me when I told you so. Anyway, average percent of original list price. This is the average percent of the original list price received, which is an indicator of the market conditions. In a recovering market, the measure rises as buyers realize that the market may be moving away from them and they need to match the selling price. In other words, come in at closer than full asking price. This is usually the last measure to indicate a market that has shifted from down to up or is another lagging indicator. Now, this is our inventory of single-family homes right now. There are a number of ways to calculate this inventory, so these numbers may not match up to what others that you see in the market. We calculate inventory by counting the number of acting listings on the last day of the month and hold this number to compare it with the same month the following year. That way you can have an accurate comparisons of month to month. Now, again, you may be looking like a lot of people do on Trulia or Zillow or some of these other places. Those are the worst places to look at property values or any kind of numbers. These that I'm showing you are the true and correct numbers for Southwest Florida. These are the numbers that are true to our MLS and true to our boards and our associated realtors. Where Zillow and Trulia and these other websites that are available consumers get their numbers from is a wild guess. Nobody in the realtor world can figure out where these people get their numbers from because they're so far off. Months supply of inventory. This is an indicator of the state of the market, whether it's a buyer's market or a seller's market. The benchmark for a balanced market is right about 5.5 months, which is what I've said all along. Figuring 6 months is usually a buyer's market, under 5 months or 4 months is a seller's market. And as you can see here, we're at 5.7 months. So we're pretty much balanced, but as you can see, we've definitely moved from a buyer's market to a seller's market. Now, closed sales by sale price. This gives you a little idea on the number of closed sales and in what sales price they're going on. And as you can see, the vast majority of them are under that $300,000 figure. That's why I always tell you folks, if you're looking in the $250,000 to $300,000 figure, which so many of you are, you're really in the most competitive place in the marketplace, and you're going to have to be ready to move on the first property that you see that interests you at or above full asking price in order to pick that house up. Median days on the market. This is the median days on the market is the amount of time the middle property is selling this month that was on the market. That is 50% of the homes just selling this month took less time to sell, and 50% of the homes took more time to sell. We use the median rather than the average because the median is not particularly sensitive to sales of homes that took an unusually large amount of time to sell relative to the vast majority of homes on the market. In other words, those that were way overpriced and that have been on the market a long time, because right when they get priced in the marketplace where they should have been in the first place, had they had a good realtor or a reasonable seller, they would have sold in 15, 20, 30 days. This is the new listings by the initial list price. In a recovering market, we expect that the new listings will eventually rise as sellers raise their estimations of value. But this increase will take place only after the market is turned up. So new listings are a lagging indicator of the health of the market, unlike inventory by the current list price. This is the number. There are a number of ways to calculate inventory, folks. So these numbers may not match up. So others that you see in the market, we calculate inventory by counting the number of active listings on the last day of the month, like I said earlier, and we use those to compare the same month after month. That way you can have a more more accurate indicator from month to month. This gives you a little idea of the monthly market detail, traditional sale, foreclosure sale, and short sales. You can take a look at those numbers, and as you can see here, 20% are traditional, 20% is a change from last year, 28%. We're down to almost 30% in foreclosures, and we're down 50% in short sales. So the majority of our sales now, as you see, are traditional sales that are going on the marketplace, and you can see how that has been changed from a year ago when that wasn't the norm, and these two last graphs show you that. Well, let's figure through real quick and I'm not going to go through and explain all these because these charts are basically the same. So I'm going to go through these here really lightly for you. These are the closed sales for the condominiums and townhomes. I'm going to stop right here. You can take a look. Cash sales. The cash sales of the percentage of the closed sales. This is the new pending sales. Again, you can stop this video at any time and study these if you want and compare the notes. I wrote in here the exact notes for you so that you'll understand what each of these reports mean. This one here is the median sale price for condos and townhouses. Average sale price for townhomes and condos. This is the median days on market for townhomes and condos. Here's the average percent of original to list price received for townhomes and condos. Here is the inventory of active listings for townhomes and condos. Starting to sound like a broken record, huh? Month's inventory of supply, closed sales by sales price, median days on market, new listings by initial listing price, the number of property listings active at the end of the month. And this is an overall look at the monthly market detail of townhomes and condos in Lee County, and you get a general idea on where they're going and the prices are going for compared to last year as it is now. Well, there you have it, folks. That is April. I also have May's done. I'm going to be shooting them up. Now, I'm going to be taking these market reports and posting them under the Market Reports tab on the Facebook page. If you want to know where those go, what you have to do is you have to go here to the Facebook page, which should be right here. I'll show that to you real quick. If you go here to the Facebook page and you look, well, I can't seem to get mine to come up here. So anyway, if you go to the Facebook page, you go to the drop-down arrow next to the button, so it'll highlight all 6 of them. Go to the market reports button under that, and you'll be able to see them all there in a PDF form and go through them and take your time and really go through all those market reports. This is Alan Smith. I'm wishing you a warm, sunny Southwest Florida day. Look forward to talking to you soon. Give me a call or shoot me an email with any of your questions. Have a warm, wonderful Southwest Florida day. Bye-bye now.